Hey guys, it's Nadine. So today I'm going to be talking about the book, The Sea of Shadows. So The Sea of Shadows, it's by Kelly Armstrong. I read her Darkest Powers and Darkness Rising trilogy. They're really good and I recommend you read her work. She's a phenomenal writer and she's just a great writer, so you really should. I recommend it to people who are into fantasy, who are into a little romance. Romance is not big in this book, but I feel like in the continued book there's going to be more romance. So yes, it is a trilogy or a series, I'm not sure yet because it just came out this April. Basically, I recommend it to anyone who's in high fantasy, who likes action. It's just a really good book, so you should check it out. So a little synopsis about this book. There is a seeker and a keeper, and they're both twins. The keeper is named Mariah, and the seeker is named Ashen. And there's the Forest of the Dead. The Forest of the Dead, the criminals are exiled in. Basically, the government takes these criminals into the forest and let them fend for themselves, but there's no way they can get out, and there's no way they can really fend for themselves because the forest doesn't really have any food, it doesn't have anything like that in it. So you end up basically dying through the winter, or you end up getting a fever and dying, or some way like that. So basically, the seeker's job is to go into the forest and put these souls at rest and at peace. And the keeper's job is to keep the village safe and not let these spirits get out or hurt anyone. So basically, obviously stuff go wrong and disasters go wrong and things happen, and these two girls get separated and they have a huge journey. This book took me about 50 pages to really get into it and really like it. But then after that, it just started getting better and better. The world building's really different. The world building in other books, you read it and, it goes 2 chapters then explaining how the world is, explaining how everything came to be. Whereas here, you just get thrown into the world and you see it from their eyes. So it's a little bit harder and more difficult to see. However, it was still a really good book. This book also is from 2 points of view, so Mariah and Ashen, the twins. So there's different point of views, and I really liked it, and it was beautifully written. For example, you'd be in Mariah's chapter, you'd be reading and reading, and then it'd end off because it doesn't just go Mariah, Ashen, there's a few chapters in Mariah's point of view, and then a few chapters in Ashen's point of view, and I loved how she wrote it. She kept you on the edge of your seat in a way, because you would be done those few chapters of Mariah's, and then you go into Ashen's, but you're like, oh my god, I need to know what's going to happen to Mariah now. And then the same thing with Ashen, you'd be done reading her section, like, oh my gosh, what the hell, what's going to happen? But you have to go read Mariah's to get to Ashen's. It's really interesting and beautifully written. Also, it's in third person. This whole book is in third person, even though there's different point of views. It was really different because all the books that I've been reading have been first person, but I still loved it. It was really interesting, and I'm starting to like third person. So in the end, yes, I do really recommend this book. I'm not a fan of reading books, but if I really had to, I'd rate it 4 out of 5. So it is really good for the first book too. So I think honestly the next books are going to be even better and more intense. So I really recommend it. The ending was crazy, and yes, you should read it. Give it a chance. Give this book a chance. So now I'm going to be talking about spoilers and things that have happened inside the book that are going to be spoiled for you. So if you haven't read the book, read the book, come back and discuss it with me. So see you guys. Bye. Spoilers are coming up. Don't ruin it for yourself. For all those people who have read this book, yes, it was a good book. Whether you liked it or not, tell me, give me your opinion on it, if you liked what happened or not. Something I liked was how the sisters kept, saying, oh my god, I need to be more like Mariah, I need to be more like Ashen. It was really funny to see that because sisters in real life sometimes do that too. What the heck? The ending was crazy and it was such a huge plot twist. Gavril, oh my gosh. What do you guys think about him? I really liked Gavril, but in the end it's like, wait, what? It was so confusing. But I honestly don't think Gavril is a bad guy. I don't. I think he's trying to protect Mariah from himself because if she's associating with a kitsune, then they're going to probably end up exiling Mariah for, being in alliance with the guy whose father is against the whole empire. So I think he's trying to protect her from him because if you remember in the book, it was one part where she was saying, oh, he was frantic and being like, oh, we should leave, we can leave now, war's coming. And she thought he was just going crazy or had a fever, but I think he was actually really serious. And then in the end, he lied to her so much about Diego, lied to her about all this stuff. And, I don't think it was his fault that her father died or that happened to the village, I think he might have helped with it, not knowing what really was the consequences, because he was so shocked when he saw the village. So I really don't think he was a big part of it. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's just, I'm freaking out over here. I really liked Ronan. I just really liked him. Like, I was so sad. I thought he was going to come back in the end of the book, but I guess not. But I know he's going to 100% probably be in the next book, so I'm really excited for that. One of my favorite scenes were actually when he finally kissed Ashton. It was like, finally, I can totally see the connection here. Some of my other scenes were when her and when Ashton was being badass, when Maria was being badass, and basically when Gabriel and Maria had those teasing cute moments together too. Something I noticed in the book was, when I was done, I really noticed that they talked a lot about Gabriel's dad, Marshall Kitsune, or whatever his name was. And I didn't even notice until the end. Like, they were talking about him so much. And like, authors don't just talk about a person if they're not important or if they don't have to do with the whole plot. And in the end, we're like, oh my gosh, Gabriel's dad is the guy who is like basically doing all this. And it's crazy. I think the next book is going to be so intense and crazy. It was so unexpected. And the whole Wenza thing, that was so weird and so creepy. Like, this book was just, you know, darkness, and just, I liked it. It was pretty interesting. So yeah, let me know what were your favorite parts. Let me know who your favorite characters were. Honestly, I don't really have a favorite character, but I don't know. I think I like Ronan right now better than Gabriel. I like Gabriel, but I don't know. I just like Ronan a little bit better. And Moria and Ashton, I don't know, I like them both. They're so different, and I feel like you can't really pick between them. Yes, Moria is a stronger character, but I like Ashton too. She gives you a different sense of what's going on. Also, speaking of Gabriel again, in the end, even Tyrus was like, you know, he's an honorable man. Yeah, he has to like listen to his father, you know, it's part of like that law or whatever. But he's an honorable man, and I think there's more to it. I think there's more to it too. I don't think he just, you know, betrayed them, and I think he's just trying to protect them, like Moria and Ashton, from himself. So I really am excited to read the next book and see what's going to happen with that. What do you guys think is going to happen in the next book? Honestly, I think they're going to find out about, really, Gabriel was probably lying. You know, Ronan is going to come back. I feel like there's going to be a huge war. I feel like it's just going to be really intense and really crazy. So let me know what you guys think about this book, what you liked, what you hated, what was hard for you in the book to understand, or any of that kind of stuff. You know, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And just let me know what you recommend, what books you recommend to read, and which books you thought were really good. So thank you for watching. You know, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys.